What's up, cool kids? FD White. So I'm watching Solana here. Bitcoin is showing a lot, massive strength right here. We just hit about 122,000, so we're about $2,000 away from our all-time high for Bitcoin. But right here, what I'm doing is I'm watching Solana, I'm watching Bitcoin dominance, and I'm also watching the Solana Bitcoin chart. So without further ado, let's jump right into it and see what I'm looking at for Solana. I'm on the 4-hour time frame. Well, let's go to the 4-hour, and we can just see we are in a massive cup and handle position, or cup and handle pattern rather. And this pattern has a huge breakout target that we are going to discuss in just 1 second. So what have I been looking at for Solana? I've been looking at Solana to have strength, to get its strength back. We saw Bitcoin run, then we saw Ethereum have its run, its massive run. And then I told the community, the Cool Kids Alpha Club, if you are not over there, make sure you come over to the Telegram. The free Telegram link will be in the pinned comment. I said, look for Solana. Solana will not be lagging for too much longer. Watch Solana show strength in this market. And lo and behold, we started to show a lot of strength for Solana. We got up to about $265, got rejected, and now it looks like we want to start to reclaim some of those levels and beyond. So what am I looking at right now for the overall Solana market? Altcoins aren't really moving like that, and that's a good thing. This is what we want. We want Bitcoin to take the shine. We want Bitcoin to take the rain. We want Bitcoin to go to the moon, and then we'll have some of these altcoins to run. But right now, Solana is showing strength, while the rest of the altcoin market is not showing too much strength. So we've been in this massive uptrend or ascending channel that we've been in since the end of June, and we just been hitting range highs, range lows, came up to almost the range highs, came back down to the lows, hit the highs, and this is when we got our local high coming in at about $250, $253, depending on your exchange. And then we came down and we lost our range. We lost this upper sloping trend line, the bottom side. But what comes in? Our strategy, our reclaim, retest, react strategy has worked out perfectly. So we came up, reclaimed, retested, and then we reclaimed here because we got rejected. Then we had a bull flag, got back in the channel, reclaimed, retest, and then this is when traders react. So now we got back into the channel. That's point number one. That's a good thing. So usually if you lose a channel, if you lose a zone and you get back in it, the high probability of you going back to the top side of that channel is very high. So we're looking at this cup and handle pattern, which has a target. We'll do a measured move, but we have our cup, we have our handle here, and we literally just a couple hours ago started to break out of this cup and handle pattern. But we still have to breach, there we go, this neckline. And then once we breach this neckline, let's actually draw it out. I think we can have a huge, fast move for Solana, possibly coming up, reclaiming that, retesting this $235 area as support, and then ultimately getting back to our target, or getting up to our target, coming in at about 265 to 270 for Solana. And if we take some sort of a measured move, I would measure it probably from the bottom here all the way to the neckline. We can take that, and then the breakout would be, yeah, coming in just in alignment with our target, coming in at the top side of this channel. Like I said, about $265 to $270. So next I want to look at the Sol Bitcoin chart. So what I'm looking at right now is a potential breakout for this. So if Bitcoin stays strong, but then Solana starts to outperform Bitcoin, that would be a great situation for us to get that breakout, this cup and handle breakout that we literally just talked about. So I'll be looking for us to break out, retest, and then start to make our way back up to this here, this 0.002 for our Solana Bitcoin pair. And if that happens, we can go back and look at this, and this will probably, take us up here, especially if Bitcoin keeps running and then Solana runs with it, but it just outperforms Bitcoin. That's really what it is. It's not really something negative if Solana starts to outperform Bitcoin, but if Bitcoin is going up tremendously and then Solana starts to outperform Bitcoin, then, that'll be a massive move for the overall, for Solana, because a lot of altcoins are starting to turn green. They were red. Bitcoin, like I said, just broke 123,000. So we're running right now. We're almost at all-time highs. I just looked at the chart. We were at 122. Now we're at 123. So looking at this Bitcoin dominance chart as well, depending on how this reacts, maybe we just keep going up, grinding up a little bit slow, The overall altcoin market won't move as fast as long as Bitcoin dominance is going up, which we want. But when it comes to the Solana Bitcoin pair, this can actually decouple from all of the other altcoins and, you know, just run on its own. So we'll be watching those three metrics to see if the overall Solana chart can play out and we can get back up to some of these moves. Possibly we'll get another run up for Bitcoin dominance throughout the day. We'll get Bitcoin hopefully hitting all-time highs and maybe consolidate for a minute, and then we'll get some sort of a mini altcoin season. But I want the real, I don't even want to call it altcoin season. I take that back. I want the real altcoin season to come when Bitcoin is at like 140, 150, you know, however high it's going to go. But we do have little pockets of Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin chills for a minute, Bitcoin dominance comes down a little bit, altcoins run a little bit, Bitcoin comes back, Bitcoin dominance starts to go up. You know, we do have little pockets of that, but for the most part, I really want to see the overall market, these altcoins really run after Bitcoin makes its major move to however high it's going to go locally. So we'll be watching Bitcoin today, and like I said, be aware of this Solana trade that could play out potentially soon. But we have to breach this neckline, and then we have to hold it as support on a, well, basically our R3 strategy, which is a break, reclaim this area, retest, and then we'll react. So I'm on a 4 hour, so we'll look for a reclaim and retest on a smaller time frame, possibly the hourly or the 15.5. You know, sometimes you get mixed signals. So if you're looking at a 4 hour chart, and this is a pretty big pattern, so I would kind of stay on a higher time frame, maybe the hour. You know, we can get an entry in on the hour if we get a pullback and a retest on the hourly time frame. So that's how I'll be playing that. It'll all be in the Telegram. Link will be in the pinned comment. So come over to the Telegram. If you want to trade this, I have a free $50 USDT trading bonus just if you sign up with my link. So you ultimately just get a free $50 trade. If you want to do that, link will be in the description. And yeah, be watching out for these trades. Going to be a lot of opportunities. We got so many setups that we're looking at throughout this market that should play out if Bitcoin does remain bullish, if the market does remain bullish, and we'll just be ready for it. So make sure you come over to the Telegram, Cool Kids Alpha Club. Link will be in the pinned comments, and I'll talk to you in a minute. Peace.